Night is a case which Hampshire police have been investigating for the past 16 weeks. It's the murder of an antique jewellery and furniture dealer. 36-year-old Ricky Haywood was shot dead at his flat in Southampton on the evening of Monday, the 16th of October. Detectives have some leads, but not enough to trace who killed him or why. Before his death, Ricky had been trying to negotiate a deal on a farm property just outside Southampton at a village called Cadnam, and that's where our reconstruction now begins. Ricky Haywood dreamed of being a millionaire by the time he was 40, but he'd got into debt. He'd put a deposit of £25,000 on this 3-acre farm he wanted to buy, intending to sell off the land and make a large profit. But he still needed another £55,000 before he could close the deal. On the evening of Sunday, October the 15th, Ricky took his girlfriend and his mother and sister out for a meal. He persuaded his mother to remortgage her bungalow in order to lend him some of the extra cash he wanted.
Look, Mum, just go over it again. It's all right about the bungalow and the mortgage, isn't it?
I've said I'll raise the money for you, Ricky, but you know half of it is Anne's.
Well, I don't mind, as long as I get my money back.
You'll get your money back. It's an investment, isn't it?
We'll see you all right.
Ricky was obsessed with his own security. He carried a panic alarm and he'd installed video monitors bleeping continuously in his bedroom, as well as in his jewellery and antique shop underneath the flat. The following Monday morning, Ricky opened his shop, Ambience, at around 10:30 as usual.
Haywood?
Hello, Mr. Haywood.
Yeah, hello.
Any news?
Well, I got my mother's bungalow as part of the package extra.
Well, that'll help, but I think...
Yes, we got a deal,
Ricky
yeah?
had been counting on making a deal with some financial consultants.
Say 12:30.
Right. Well, see you about 12:30 then. Yeah, 12:30. Cheers. Bye. If you can tell me that I've got the money for this bungalow, for the farm, say, in writing, and a definite, then that's all right by me.
We can make no promises today.
The consultants told police that Ricky didn't take kindly to the news that it would take a few days to arrange things.
Well, that is the very best we can do, Mr. Haywood. We'll go back to the office and see what we can sort.
Well, that's not good enough, is it?
We'll see what we can sort.
See you later. Yeah, see you later.
Shortly after that, at about 1:30, he got a call from his girlfriend.
Haywood?
Hi, Rick, it's me.
Hello, Lizzie.
How is it?
I don't know what these finance people want from me.
What do they say?
Well, I still can't raise enough cash, even with Mum's bungalow. I tell you what, Leslie, I'm going up the wall.
What about later?
Oh, yeah. Later, meal. I think we should knock it on the head for tonight.
Why?
Yeah, but I'm so busy, I don't know whether I'm coming or going.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, look, I'll ring you later on and we'll talk about it then, yeah?
okay, I miss you.
Yeah, okay.
Miss you.
I love you.
At 5:15, the number 3A bus was passing Ricky's shop. A passenger saw Ricky arguing with a short, fat, bald man. This man has still not been traced. A few doors up, Mr. and Mrs. Chester were clearing up their shop. It was 6:05. Ricky was shutting up his business for the night. A man looking very much like Ricky helped him in with his sign. The police would like this man to come forward. At about the same time, a scruffy man was seen loitering near Ricky's flat. He was acting strangely and carrying something under his arm. At 6:30 that evening, Ricky was walking down the alleyway to his flat. No one knows whether he entered his flat alone, but he seems to have gone through his usual routine. Further up the road, Mr. and Mrs. Chester were still sorting out their shop.
Hey, Mal.
What?
Like gunshots.
Rubbish. It's just a car backfiring.
Inside his flat, Ricky had been shot at point-blank range. Just about that time, an accountant was arriving to talk business with Ricky. His pronounced limp was the result of a rugby injury. Police believe the killers were still inside the flat. Anyone who saw the accountant outside Ricky's flat that evening could also have seen whoever killed Ricky Haywood. The accountant waited for 5 minutes before going back to his car.
Oh, wait, I want a double lock.
By this time, the Chesters were leaving. Mrs. Chester noticed a red car outside Ricky's shop.
Right, let's go.
Okay. Well, Mr. Piper, those two men are obviously strong suspects. How did that witness describe them?
Yes, we're very anxious to trace these two men. They're both described as in their late 20s. The first one is described as about 5'8" to 9". He was very slim, and he was wearing tight-fitting trousers and a sort of blouson jacket. The second man, as I've said, same age, but he was taller. He was probably about 5'11", and he had fair hair, and he was dressed very similar to the first man.
Now, the other suspicious character seen around that time was the man seen round the back of the shop near Ricky's flat. What description do you have of him?
Yes, we're very anxious to trace this man as well, because he was acting suspiciously at the back of the flat, and he was carrying something which, of course, could have been a gun.
You've brought a gun into the studio, which is a replica, is it, of the gun you think was used to kill Ricky?
Yes, this is a gun which the experts tell us is very similar to the gun that was used to kill Mr. Haywood. It's a small .22 caliber handgun. It's quite old and probably quite warm.
Right. The other person you'd like to speak to is the man who was seen from a passenger on a passing bus arguing with Ricky inside the shop.
Yes, again, we want to trace this man. He was arguing with Ricky at about 5 o'clock that evening in the shop. Now, he is described as about 40 years. He was stocky and he had receding hair which was brushed straight back.
Do you believe that Ricky knew whoever it was who killed him?
Well, Mr. Haywood had bought stolen property, and he mixed with some rather shady characters. There was no sign of any struggle in the flat, so the indication must be that he knew who killed him.
It's unfortunate, of course, that Ricky's security cameras weren't recording that night. His shop was broken into that night too.
Yes, the shop was broken into that night by using, in fact, the keys which were stolen from the flat.
Do you know what time that was?
Well, we think that was after 7 o'clock that evening. In fact, when the shop was entered, this would have activated a blue light alarm. And this alarm was flashing for some time. We think that it happened before 8:30 and after 7 o'clock.
And you believe whoever broke into the shop killed Ricky?
Yes, we do. Whoever broke into the shop didn't steal valuable jewellery and cash. They opened the safe, but it does appear they were looking for something specific.
All right, Mr. Piper, thank you very much. Ricky's mother has put up a £25,000 reward for this. If there's anything at all you know which might help the police to solve the murder, please do ring us. The number here in the studio is 018118055, or you can ring the Southampton Incident Room on 0703 581111. That's 0703, the code for Southampton, 581111.